Good morning, eKids. I'm Pastor Ronnie, and as you can see, you're not up going to church this morning. Well, this virus thing, this you've seen on TV, this thing is crazy. And we can't come together as a big group because we don't want to infect everyone. We want to take care of people's health. We don't want them to get sick. So today is going to be a little different. We are going to bring church to you, right in your house. Listen, just as your mom and dad are watching Facebook Live or watching their worship service, we have created for you a video. We're going to tell you a story about a little boy in the Bible by the name of David. And you might have heard of David and Goliath, but we're going to show you a video. David come up against a giant in his life, and through God, he won. And I believe this, if you'll watch this video and think about your life, think about a giant in your life, you will realize that through God, through Jesus, you can win. Now sit back and watch this video. I want to tell you a story about a little boy in the Bible by the name of David. He lived in a really nice home and had an amazing dad. His dad loved him so much, and everything was great at home. Now, back to the story. He did have some big brothers, 7 of them. And I'll bet you they were mean to him sometimes and always made him stay out of the way because he was too young to be a part of what they liked to do. David's dad was named Jesse, and he had a whole lot of sheep and goats. Jesse loved for David to watch over the sheep and goats because David was really good at it, and would play and sing to the sheep, and the sheep would just gather around as David played. They felt safe with David. They felt safe when he was playing and singing, and they could sleep all night, not scared of anything. One night, while David was playing, singing, and watching over the sheep and the goats, a lion came out and tried to attack one of the babies from the sheep, and David took a big stick and beat that lion black and blue and stomped it until the lion died right there on the spot. There was no lion going to take a baby sheep while David was watching over them. Then, on another night, there was a bear that came out of the woods and went right after one of those baby sheep. Now, that didn't go over very well with David. That was the wrong thing to do while David was watching over them. David jumped up, grabbed the bear by the jaw, one hand on the top of its mouth and one hand on the bottom, and ripped its jaw completely off. Then David picked up the same stick that he'd killed the lion with and beat that stinking bear until it was graveyard dead. Now, how could a little boy at 14 years old be able to protect these animals the way he did? How was it he was able to stand up to something that was bigger, stronger, and more powerful than him and not be afraid and stomp them? Well, David had God on his side, and he knew when God was on his side, there may be things that try to take him out, but he knew God was right by his side in everything and through every challenge. He knew that spending time with God gave him courage, wisdom, strength, and helped build his faith, knowing that God would take care of him. One day, David went to visit his brothers and take them some food. His brothers had been in war fighting these bad people called the Philistines, and David's dad was worried about them. He was worried about them not having enough food, so David headed out to go see his brothers and take them some food. Well, when he got there, what he saw was crazy. The leader, King Saul, and Saul's army, which David's brothers were a part of as well, were facing the biggest giant that a human could ever face, Goliath. Goliath was over 9 feet tall. His helmet and his armor weighed over 125 pounds. Okay, now back to the story. He also had a sword, and it weighed 15 pounds. Everyone was terrified of Goliath. Even the soldiers, they ran and hid. But not David. He said, "I'll face this giant. I'll kill this giant." His brothers said, "You're way too small." David said, "I don't care. I killed the lion. I killed the bear. God was with me through them. He will be with me as I kill Goliath." David stepped out to face Goliath. Goliath looked down on David, and David looked up at Goliath. David thought to himself, "What I need is 5 stones for my sling." And so David went to the creek, and he picked up 5 smooth stones and headed right back towards Goliath. David faced him, and Goliath said to the army, "You send me this little dog, I'll rip his head off." But David replied to Goliath. He said, "You come to me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies." He said, "Today I will conquer you, and I will kill you and cut off your head." David said, "This battle's not mine. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us." David put a rock in that sling, and he reared back, and he swung, and he swung, and he swung, and he released that stone, and the stone went and hit Goliath right in the forehead, and Goliath stumbled, and he fell to the ground. That day, David triumphed over Goliath. He won over his giant. Listen, you might be facing some giants. There may be some giants in your life that tries to bully you, to take over your life, to make you feel weak. But all you have to do is trust in God, trust in Jesus. Take His Word, take the Bible, and stand on God's promises that you can win over your enemies. You can win over your giants. So today, know that Jesus is your King, and through Him we can do all things. I hope you enjoyed this video, this story about David. You know, he faced the giant and he won. I believe that you can face your giants and win, whatever that may be. You may be scared of some things, or maybe some things that are coming against you in just different ways. And maybe there's some bullies at school, and you have to face these giants. And just know this, that through Jesus and through God, you can win. Now, I want you to have fun this week. I want you to stay healthy, and I want you to know that Pastor Ronnie and Pastor David and Pastor Megan are praying for you this week, and we hope to see you soon.